Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy Games. We're back in Genshin Impact, and today we're continuing the Archon quest, the Interlude Act 3 quest. And I don't have access to any, I've pretty much ended my last video here and then just continued right off of here. Took a little break in between, a little bathroom break, but I can't really show off the UI and the information like I normally do. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. We're here in Irminsul. We are kind of reluctantly working with Scaramouche, and Scaramouche is reluctantly working with us because he's been either fired or quit or just left to die by the Fatui, and he doesn't trust that the Fatui has his back anymore. So he's trying to find his own way, I guess. And we've been tasked by Nahida, the Dendro Archon, to keep an eye on him. And Nahida believes that Scaramouche may hold the information we're looking for about our brother, and other information about Descenders and Calamity, the Great Calamities and stuff. So yeah, let's see what Scaramouche has to say.
Look at that. Hot on my heels.
Oh yeah.
You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Nahida sent me to babysit you. Oh yeah, I wish I was hot on your heels. Oh yeah.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
We could be friends here. We can trade hats.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous.
Oh, Nahida's talking to us. Her disembodied voice.
I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru.
Ooh.
Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Fine, let's call it truce, but only until this mission's over.
We should have done this thing like in Journey to the West, where the Monkey King is like known to be like rebellious and very powerful. So when he was tasked to go journey to the West with what was the guy's name? The Buddhist monk guy. They like put like this crown on his head so that whenever the Buddhist monk guy does like the specific Buddhist chant, it like constricts on his head just to like keep him under control. We should have done the same with Scaramouche. Put something on him that like we have ability to like incapacitate him if he ever like goes crazy.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all.
Oh, are we gonna be friends now?
Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
He said I was pretty. Oh, I'm so flustered. That's so flattering. Ugh. It's interesting that he calls Nahida Lesser Lord Kusanali when we're supposed to pretty much believe that she's the only Dendro Archon at this point, since Greater Lord Rukadevada has been deleted, from what I understand. So I think I made this like comparison in the past. Like when World War One happened, it wasn't called World War One. It was just called the Great War because nobody expected a World War Two. But when World War Two happened, then World War One got renamed World War One. Since there's a 2. In this case, if there's a Lesser Lord Kusanali, then it implies at the very least that there's a Greater Lord. Maybe there's also a Medium Lord. Or a supersized Lord. But you don't normally name someone Lesser Lord unless there's something it is lesser to. So does Scaramouche actually know, or did his memory not get altered when Irminsul deleted Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Is that what they're suggesting? Or did they just, lore-wise, to keep things consistent, they wrote in Lesser Lord Kusanali just to, like, make it so that we know who is actually being referenced? So yeah, I feel like this is a little bit awkward part of the... Maybe it's like a localization thing, too, like... They just like put in a database where everywhere you see whatever, I don't know, the Japanese or Chinese word for Kusanali is, replace it with Lesser Lord Kusanali. And well, I guess he actually, the voice line for Scaramouche actually says Lesser Lord, so that can't be that simple of a issue or bug or whatever. Just like, oh, they just replace translation, automated translations or something. But yeah, anyway, let's continue.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
I would think so. He's been around for a very long time, right? Just wandering. Like Inazuma and potentially Shinejna here.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going.
I object. I wish you would not wear that hat.
Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy, it's unbearable.
We're gonna have to prank him later. There's no need for all the biting sarcasm. Focus on doing your job.
We can start now.
Okay, sounds good.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Int main. Initiation.
Is this a small sapling?
Is it? Yeah.
Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
Okay, sounds good, Paimon. Ring. Ring.
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
It's different than what I imagined.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Okay.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Can you also grant me administrative privileges?
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
The Babadook will come and get us.
What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost.
Oh, so there's no Babadook? Or, what was it? A Wendigo? No. The Baba Yaga?
Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Oh, you want us to be close to you? Oh, you should have just said so. You didn't need to go about like that. Oh, hey. Hey, Balladeer. So if I walk out... Ah-ya-ya-ya-ya! Whoa, look at the background. I wonder if there's any significance to any of this stuff. Like, it turns out, like, oh, all those things, all those lines or whatever energy that is, they're all, like, new memories being created in Teyvat, and it's slowly making its way into the main hard drive.
These sapling things have spread out.
Oh, the fragment have dissipated, and what? I couldn't read that
Those
in
are all
time.
packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Oopsies. But yeah, they're all being written to the hard drive. The location, blah, 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 blah. Oh man, I'm trying to, like, talk but stuff is also happening at the same time. Whoa, what happened now?
It looks the same in every direction.
Right. The space is indeed unusual, but it seems that Balladeer is more used to it than I am. Continue exploring.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth.
Oh, okay, we're just being teleported from place to place or something
Is
right
he
now.
mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
You can't tell me what to do. I will tense up my guard all I want.
We're here.
We're here.
What a huge tree!
Are you sure that's a tree? This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing through it.
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Ready when you are.
Is he gonna suck the information out of
Then
it?
please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
Boopy, boopy, beep,
The Balladeer is actually doing what Nahida
boop,
tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He hasn't put up any resistance, and he seems good at working on the front lines. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui? First Akaba and Sawada's story, now this? What a strange individual.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
I kind of wish they got the Lumine's actual voice actor to like voice those thoughts, because they did it in the past. I don't know why they're so like cagey or they just avoid giving Lumine voice lines, even though they've done it in the past a few times. Is it supposed to be like a treat every time it happens, just to like get our dopamines flowing? And it's like one of those things they like dangle in front of us as like a carrot so that we continue to play the games just to experience more Lumine voice lines. But it would just be better for the entire flow of the narrative and the story if Lumine just has a voice so you can hear whatever emotion that the character is feeling as they say the voice line. But yeah, anyway, whatever.
Will do.
Are we gonna take a leap of faith?
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Hey, that's very nice.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
Okay. Nahida, is this a telepathic conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
Paimon hasn't accepted the invitation yet. Paimon, accept the invitation. Oh my goodness.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
Oh. I'm guessing that you don't want us to disturb the Balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
This reminds me of the, was it Young Justice? Young Justice is like a really interesting DC cartoon because it goes into a lot of like weird technologies, and it's like consistent with a lot of like what happens inside the story. Like there's this character named Miss Martian who is like, I guess, Martian Manhunter's... Actually, I don't think she's related to Martian Manhunter at all. But I guess that might be a spoiler. But I guess the whole point is that she is telepathic, similar to Martian Manhunter. And very frequently, she connects her squad or whatever, like the Teen Titans or whatever, Young Justice team of superheroes. She's like the communication person for the team, and she like telepathically connects everyone so they can communicate with their minds. So they don't need like communication devices or anything that can be hacked or spied upon or whatever. It's like, oh, this person is being the one who connects everyone, and then they can like write the story off of that, and also make it so that, oh, when everyone's mental connection is gone, oh my goodness, something happened to Miss Martian, and it's like, oh, and it's like, I guess is a pretty cool way to, I don't know, use the different superpowers that each character has.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great!
All we hear is like Paimon's thoughts thinking about food and Mora.
So, Paimon's been wanting wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
That's what people say, yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for others.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
That's good. Is it about his past, the betrayals, and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into Hypatia at Party's DI. You relate what you saw in the Balladeer's mind while in Party's
So,
DI.
You made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Just like a child.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Oh, please tell us.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
You tell Nahida about the story Akaba and Sawada are writing.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gesse got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Oh, what?
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
Well, how did you know, Scaramouche?
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Yeah, Scaramouche, we're just staring at your beautiful ass, okay? And that's one delicious piece of cake right there.
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
We're actually talking about Paimon's favorite food, and she's just been kind of taking the conversation, has taken over the conversation, and we're just listening. We have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
Stop taking everything so personally, okay? We're just talking with Nahida.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Oh, interesting. He thinks neither Lumine or Aether are from here, whereas the Fatui thinks only Lumine is not from here. Unless, like, the Descender categorization is defined completely differently than what I understand.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
He's like, I'm looking at Irminsul's history right now, okay?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Every conversation with you is hard work, but your attitude is better than I thought. And your face is better than I thought, well, now that I actually get a good look.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Whoa, what did you find? Bloop, 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 bloop. It is a tree. It is a
That's
yahaha.
right. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Ooh, an anonymous.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
The name, Niwa. That was the man in charge at Tatarasuna. Plus, he belongs to the lineage of Ishin art.
Whoa!
Go what? It's like a VHS that he needed to pop into the VCR. It's like rewinding.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now.
Whoa.
You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Oh, is that like a person from Fontaine?
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
I guess it is hinted at that our next destination is Fontaine, so roping in a Fontaine character into what's happening kind of like segues us that area nicely, hopefully.
You flatter me.
Sure.
From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate, and I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
You see, I'm making tons of money. Hee hee.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
He's got a knife. Is he gonna stab him with it?
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand.
Wait, what?
If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
So he is from Fontaine.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace.
Ooh.
And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem.
Interesting. Evil force, eh?
I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
What are we all still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked.
Don't turn your back to him. He has a knife.
I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh.
A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You penetrated my butt. I'm dead.
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for.
I hit the money near the... I'm dead.
I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias. And
Oh.
that I was not from Fontaine at all.
Well, how nice of you to just reveal all this to us.
And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
I wonder if he's gonna turn out to be like one of the Fatui Harbingers.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
If you kill me, he is killing you. He just stabbed you.
Oh, but you're quite wrong.
You mean when?
There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Oh no.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment.
Oh, he's the doctor, isn't he?
If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
Doctor Who?
The Fatui? Who? What do you want?
So the doctor existed for hundreds of years too, then it seems like. Or at least a few generations. Since this is Haidahara Kazuha's like great-grandfather's time or something like that.
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
Actually, we already know that there's many doctors, right? He like made a bunch of copies of himself or something like that, and I don't know, sent them all over the world or something like that to do different things. And one of the deals Nahida made was that he had to get rid of all the other doctors or something in order to get the gnosis, the electro-gnosis or something. Or I forgot what the trade was, but that was like what she wanted out of the trade or something like that.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
That's interesting then. When we came, as the traveler, when we came here, the Fatui was also trying to do something with the Crystal Moro as well. They were like trying to buy it all up and be like the sole, like a monopoly provider of Crystal Moro for people or something like that. So it seems like they're the ones who introduced it in this place in the first place.
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet.
Oh, interesting.
Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Oh, so did he successfully implant Niwa's heart into Scaramouche? Like his dying fury of a heart. And that's why like Scaramouche is so like abrasive currently.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us.
Why would he honor what you want?
He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity.
And before he died, he had lots of stuff to say. Oh. It is, the doctor. He has instant fashion.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was.
Is, the doctor the next Fatui boss we're gonna get?
I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Hey, are you alright?
You need a hug?
Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
I'm afraid so. He was the one behind the Tatarasuna incident.
But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace.
Oh, he took a device into a furnace?
You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
This betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the Doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it exists only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Let's leave like a plate of sweet madame so that if he gets hungry being mad, he can at least have something to eat. Okay, Paimon, let's go over there.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Processing. Loading. Does not compute.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the Doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday.
We've been deceiving Paimon. She is in fact not our emergency food.
So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the Doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the Doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the Doctor's experiment, the Balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the Doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the Balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the Balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?"
It's your friend's heart, whoa! It seems, Raiden Shogun, or not Raiden Shogun, I guess specifically, actually made a pretty sturdy puppet with her first prototype.
The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The Balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the Balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Dang, so he actually doesn't have Niwa's heart.
Holy moly. So the Doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden 100 years ago. The Raiden Gokuden was the story that was revealed to us during the 5 Kasen thing. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision. Don't let Eula hear that.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Mystery of
Dotori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
You killed him to death. What am I supposed to do now? I can't really access my... Ooh, I don't want to leave. Oh! Something happened. I don't know if I did it or... A while later. I don't know if I triggered this or it just eventually happened.
Shall we see how he's doing?
Shall we throw some snacks at him? So eat this.
Hey,
You're angry when you're hungry.
alright?
You're never yourself when you're hungry. Ugh, I hate everyone. Ugh.
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the plan.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
You better. What was your end of the deal?
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here.
Oh, I guess one of the main things that I kind of just realized, it was told to us, and I didn't put two and two together. Not anyone can just look into the tree, and because Scaramouche, with the power of the Gnosis, that remnant left in him is the only reason why he can come here and connect to the tree. Because I was thinking, like, why don't, if there's all this information readily available, why don't Nahida just come here? But it's because Nahida is still weak, relative to what, like, an Archon's power level is supposed to be, I'm guessing. And since Scaramouche has this connection that he's the only one at the moment who can actually connect to this tree, and that's why he's here. He's, I guess, looking for answers, and he also can look for answers for us as a traveler too. And the traveler was just sent here to, like, stare at him, make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
He, like, tried to Google himself, and there's all these NSFW fan art of himself, and he's like, oh, what's going on?
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Dot, dot, dot. Not unexpected, but still, thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Oh, what you got? Give me the goods.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul.
Ooh.
It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
Wait, what?
The heavens responded?
He was trying to make a, what was it, TSL handshake or something? And then the heavens confirmed the handshake, and connection was established.
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time.
Wait, what? The Jester, another Fatui Harbinger? Why?
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Hey, no smiling.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Boop, 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 boop.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long.
Interesting. He's gonna try share something with us that he doesn't even want Nahida to know?
I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me.
Oh, never
So in
mind.
return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Oh, what would you like to know? I do want to go for coffee sometime, if that's what you're gonna ask.
Give me your hand.
Oh, we're going to this already. Oh, I thought we were just gonna do some coffee first. Dot, exclamation mark!
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Oh, I can hear more than your voice inside my head. Are you trying to brainwash me?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you.
Paimon, look at Paimon's face. She has such, like, a sad... her mouth is, like, in such a sad position.
So tell me, In this world, is it possible to change the past?
Oh, yes it is. We've done it in the past, and nobody remembers but us. Exclamation or open parentheses, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, close parentheses. Wait, why would you ask that?
Done.
Huh? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
We went on a date inside our minds. Ooh.
Nothing. I was just thanking her for helping me.
Wait, that look. Did he see me hesitate? But that was because I know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Uh-oh, I think...
So long.
I couldn't read that in
I
time.
suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
I think that was... oh, well,
Where
whatever.
are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Balladeer, stop! Paimon, we have to stop him.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Why? Oh no!
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
How about Kunikushi, Suzushi, and Scaramouche?
Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Right?
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance.
I know, right?
And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
Uh-oh. Paimon, don't get too far away. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, how are we gonna get out of here? Nahida, we need help.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Nahida!
Help us.
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
The Balladeer escaped. You gotta help us,
It
Lila.
was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
You tell Nahida everything that happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Sounds good. Ley line blooms. Flower that blooms at ley line openings. Defeat all opponents in the ley line opponent challenge. Wee, 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 wee. Oh, we have escaped.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
And out or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
No, I want to help you. Isn't there anything I can do?
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
Well, why can't we do our daily commissions, though?
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please
Okay.
rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Oh, we were having an intimate moment. Paimon doesn't remember Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The Balladeer's question was a strange one. It's hard to find it, hard to explain in full. The truth might be very distressing for Paimon. Balladeer made the logical leap of, wait, if there's a lesser lord, Kusanali, that would imply that there would be a greater lord of some kind. Has something happened to remove this greater lord from everyone's memory of Tevat's consciousness? I'll skip the part about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata for now and focus on the Balladeer. You tell Paimon that what the Balladeer asked you and what he might have been
He
planning.
wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible!
It's probably not easy, that's for sure.
Right! You can't just rewrite history!
No, you
Stuff
can't.
happened already in real life!
Yeah, it's not like we've done that before, Paimon. Yeah, don't ask me about this, please.
It's like,
Oh, the door's opened.
imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Yeah, great example.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history.
Huh?
How dare you, Paimon? We don't have money to pay for that. Oh, we better get out of here. Paimon, are you okay?
Sorry, Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress.
I think you need a mental relaxation. Breathe with me. In. 1, 2, 3. Out. 1, 2, 3.
But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
Paimon.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working.
I think it's time for you to lay down.
Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him.
He's been a bit of trouble, whether it's since he walked in.
There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Yes. Theoretically. Indeed. If the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Inazuma will be affected. I can't imagine what that situation would look like. Worst case scenario, it would affect everyone with a connection to the Raiden Gokuden. Kazuha, Ayaka, Ayato. Will this mean that they'll disappear?
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next?
I would assume it just removes their memory, right? And it doesn't actually remove, like, what doesn't really... It, like, kind of, like... Your brain would, like, kind of try to just fill up the empty information. And, it's not like it hasn't happened. Like, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata still existed. She still sacrificed herself in order to, like, hold back the Withering or the Forbidden Knowledge, and still became Lesser Lord Kusanali. But everyone just forgot about that part of things, and just because everyone forgot about the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata parts, and it seems like a lot of what people say or what people remember is just like filled in by their brain to just like, oh, it makes sense that it was Nahida the entire time. That's just how it works. That's what it means. But oh, that's interesting. Like, if it only affects memory, then what about all the written stories and stuff? They're just like legends then? Say, oh, why does this research paper mention the Akasha was created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Who's this Greater Lord Rukkhadevata thing? I don't think it like physically changes things in the physical world, right? It just like deletes people's memories of things, since like everyone's memory or dream or whatever is connected to Irminsul or whatever. That's the whole point of like the Aranara and the fact like people didn't dream because of the Akasha was stealing it and stuff. And the Akasha was like the technology or the invention that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata created for the people of Sumeru, or for her subjects, to give them like a connection to Irminsul or something like that. At least that's what I think. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, I guess. Or if there's like actual confirmation or anything, maybe, or if you have any theories as to how this all works. I'd be interested to hear it.
Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things?
That sounds good.
Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here.
We'll just eat a very, like, carb-heavy meal, and we'll fall asleep after that.
Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munstack grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break pancakes. Cream stew. Sauteed matsutake.
Golden something shrimps or whatever. That's a Kaching's favorite food.
And Dragon chili chicken. Almond tofu. Satisfying salad.
Golden shrimp balls, I think it's called.
Also, Adeptus Temptation.
Yeah.
Golden shrimp balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and...
She mentioned it. She mentioned golden shrimp balls. Oh, is she falling asleep? It is night time. Night. Sleepy time. What? We're Paimon now. Paimon? Oh, what's wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now?
We're listening food.
Paimon was, talking?
Oh.
Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
I'm guessing that Scaramouche successfully did the same thing we did with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and he was able to remove people's memories of him. So I'm guessing if I say this first line here, you were just getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer, she'd be like, who's the Balladeer or something like that. That's what I'm gonna guess will happen. You were getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer that you just started listing foods. Yeah, okay.
The Balladeer?
Haha. Interesting. They're furthering this whole like thing with memories and stuff with the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata thing.
Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name though.
Open parentheses, exclamation mark, question mark, close parentheses. Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer? That must mean he actually pulled it off? But how did he have that ability? This doesn't make sense.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
Oh no, it's nothing.
So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
Open parentheses, close parentheses. I guess whenever I was reading her, her other thoughts, I didn't do the open and close parentheses. If this is really happening, I need to know what else has changed. Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
I want to go back to Inazuma.
Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
Paimon, there's not the time to explain. Just follow, okay? Ring quest complete. Interesting. Well, since this is a quest complete, I think I'm going to end things right here. Hey, this is the house that we were living in, I think. Wait, is it? Wait, is this a new house? I don't think this is the same. No, I think it actually, no. Wait. Yeah, it is the same house that we were staying in when we were whatever Dinyar's at, right? During the Sub-Zerus festival. The Samsara. But anyways, yeah, I think we're gonna end things here. This was really interesting. I am really liking the story, even though this story kind of had a really weird start with like the two randos that was talking to us about their research about Tatarasuna incident. But yeah, it's going pretty good now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, where I'll continue the story. And goodbye.